do a little Discord posting because you got to spam. That's the thing that people do, I guess. How many more of these little ads can I post? And that's about all of them. They have a self promo channel. Promote your stuff. Must be just about all the places. Okay. So I think, as it turns out, I took the wrong approach for this. I should really have not been using Bevy states to try and run menus. It just doesn't work too well. You end up with this ridiculous situation where every time you enter a state, you're running one system, every time you exit, you're tearing it down. You're trying to recalculate all the states on the fly, every tick, something always goes wrong. There are timing issues, there are scheduling issues, and it's just not good. So Bevy state's not designed for this. And it took me, I guess, a day, maybe more, to figure that out. So you could call that sunk cost. I like to call it experience. um, so instead, we're going to use a resource. And we're going to try and maintain all of the state for the menus in the resource, which should be available to any function that requests it. It can update it, mutate it, and read it without fear that we'll accidentally switch tiers and be running the wrong menu all of a sudden. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Learning experience. Hey, Mr. Zombie, how you doing? Hope that dog of yours is behaving itself. Yeah, my plan is to undo all of the work that I did yesterday. Okay, so what we need to do is start from first principles, which means we need the beginning of the menu. We've got these other menus like the one that starts the game and the pause menu. We'll leave those alone. Oh, why are we splitting horizontally all of a sudden? We can leave these ones alone. They're doing fine. We can always fix them later. But the context menu, yeah, I'll leave this one alone too. The context menu needs work. So our current state is, and that's annoying. I need to find out why that's happening. Our current state is we select, we get an initial context here, and we select an additional context here. There should be a menu down there that isn't because the states are all fucked up and getting reset. Okay, so let's not do that. Instead, let's find where we first display our context menu. Oh, I'm already there. Okay. And basically strip out most of this stuff. So we do want the context menu resource. I don't think we're going to be using context menu state. So let's remove that. Likewise, we're not going to run any of these systems that refer to states. Hang on, where was controls? Oh, we don't have it for this one. Update context menu options we're probably going to need to keep. But we're not going to run it based on a state. Okay. So let's look at the control that makes context menu tier 1. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think you have to go through these times in order to in order to move forward, and especially like I can see reusing an awful lot of the systems that I'm building now. You know, 6 months down the track, easy. So I want to make sure I build them right. Having said that, I did also make the foolish assertion that I'd try and get a demo out in about 10 days from now. So we'll see how that goes. I have my doubts, but we're going to give it the old college try. Okay, context menu tier 1, April Fool's Day release for a demo. Just sounds like a bad idea in general. But also there's a certain kind of poetry to it. What I'm looking for is where we actually set it. It could all be a plot, just a giant April Fool's Day plot. Where is it? I think what we actually need is uh, on context menu state set. Not there, not there, not there, not there. There it is. Okay, so we're doing it in the controls for selection. So that makes sense. Um, so what we want to do here is instead open context menu via context menu. Is it a resource called context menu state? That sounds like a bad idea. Or what did we call it in the end? We called it context menu resource. That's fine. So this will be a relatively complex struct, well, compared to a resource, compared to a state anyway, that stores all of our menus in a nested format and tells us which ones are open, so that we can traverse it and just display the ones that are valid for that selection. And the same is going to have to happen down here. Yes, thank you, Cody. All right. I know it'd be a nice story to be able to tell people. Oh, I released on April Fool's Day, like Friday the 13th, which is my lucky number after all. Uh, all right. So we can take context menu state out of it. Actually, let's just change it to context menu, and it's going to be resmute context menu resource. Okay. So we definitely don't want that, but we do need to close any open context menus. All right. No, we'll still need that to be mutable. Okay. So how do we indicate an open menu? We have a vector of menus, and in each menu we have is open, which is a boolean. Sure. And that can be nested. I don't even know if that can be done at compile time. I think it can. Not sure if you can have a nested pattern like that. If not, might have to introduce a different type, but let's give it a crack. Can't remember how Rust behaves in that situation. So initially we're going to have to insert, it'll be an empty vec to begin with, so we need an init stage. that runs the startup, which we already have on there. So we spawned the node bundle, but we also need to populate the resource with menus. And at some point, it'd be good if those were like in YAML or something easy to write, so you didn't have to do it all in code, but we'll get there. Okay, Cody would like me to add a mutable resource. Yeah, you're right. Good job, Cody. Good auto completing. And then we're going to go, yes, you are correct. So, no, just don't try and help too much. You're so wrong. Now, we don't know. We don't know that yet. We need to know whether, for example, we can display a B for build, a G for gather, or what the other one is, T for storage, I think. And we can't know that until, yeah, we can't even update it here. We have to do it on each tick by reading which hexes are selected. So that has to take place in update context menu. We don't want any of these states or that one. We might be able to get away without some of the complexity around there, but let's just do this one state at a time. We do need the mutable resource. Context, menu resource, yes, correct. Thank you, Copilot. I don't know if you're supposed to say thank you to the LLMs, but I feel like I should. It's a real anthropomorphization. Is that even a word? So we want, wonder if actually, rather than use a vector, we should use a hash. Because otherwise you're going to have to be constantly filtering the vector. So it would have to be like a hash with key string and type. Type context menu item. Not standard hash. We use the Bevy utils hash map. And it would be and string context menu something, or do you have to use string? I can't remember. Yeah, you do. You can't do that. In which case, this would probably need to be the same thing. What would you index it with? The description or the key code? Oh, let's just see how this plays out. Probably get rid of most of this. Thank goodness. Okay. So assuming that that's going to work, that would mean that we index it like what's it called? Context menu. I don't need to call it context menu resource. That's silly. That's the LLM at work. Context menu. Oh, menus, really? Context menu menus. I hate that naming. Now, there's an insert, or it's like insert if not already present, or insert. I have to look that up, I think. Apparently I'm on two different editors in the same. Okay, let's get that over there. Let's get rid of that. Right. Don't load the file. What we need to know from the Bevy docs is, and hash map won't be entirely the same thing. Because, oh yeah, hash map and Bevy utils, perfect. All right. We can get instruct if, insert unique unchecked, without checking if the key already exists in the map. It's safe if the key does not exist in the map. Okay. What about just insert? How does that behave? I kind of want the behavior of not upsert, but like don't care if it already exists. If the map did not have this key present, none is returned. If the map did have, the value is updated and the old value is returned. Okay. I think it's just important that it be fast, but I don't care if it gets overwritten since we're going to be inserting the same value. Wait a minute. We're not inserting here, we're just updating whether they're open or not. Ugh. Okay, that's all right. I'll get it. I'll get it. God damn it. Right now, my envim comp, the thing that's opening all these pop-ups, is too spammy. I need to work on that. It's just too many options. I don't need all this shit. Too distracting. Okay, so here's where we build the structure of the menu. It doesn't matter if they all exist as long as they're not all open at once. And in fact, we may end up setting some of them invisible. Or do we just remove them on the fly? What we need to know is Bevy UI, UI node, that one. Node bundles. So the question is, do I add and remove nodes, or do I set them to visible and invisible? I think even invisible, that will still take up space. Because at the moment, I've been adding and removing the different UI elements for the menu. Except for the base one, which exists all the time. Except for this node bundle here. One approach would be to treat it almost like a shadow DOM in React, where you have a list of things that should be displayed, but maybe it's not quite up to date yet, and then you have another system come in and update them all. Depending on what's selected. Yes, I really do want to write it. Yeah, so you could define all the menus here and just determine which ones of them actually need to be drawn to the screen later on. Huh? It's worth a crack. All right, so in that case, context menu, menus and search. Context menu item. And we want is open false for all of them, basically. In fact, that may be the default. Total build. Key code. Yes, you're correct. Copilot accepted it's no longer key code B, it's key code key B. What else we got here? Oh, and a menus. Okay. Nothing else. This will let us build, understand exactly the shape of our menu structure. Menus will be a vec. No, 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 no. Oh, yeah. So build. Just use lowercase for now. Figure out what to do later there. Oh, really? I didn't call it context menu item. I guess not. Oh, yeah, it's not a vec. It is a. I wonder if there's a macro for it. Nope. So hash map either new or default. I have no idea. Oh yeah. Okay. So build gather key G and area is the final menu. That is key. We were going to use key T for storage, but let's just go key A for area menu. Oh no, we can't use A because it's WASD. Maybe R is in area. We'll figure it out. Could just use all the keys from remote. Area menu. Okay. All right, mate. Have a good walk. Now, let's see here. So each of those are going to need to have other things in their own copy of menus. For example, build needs I wonder if hashmap has a literal. A rear. Yeah. Can I? How do I? I don't think it has a. Might have like an insert multiple. Um, hashmap. Hashmap new. Hashmap with capacity. Probably has something to build out of an iterator or with capacity and hasher. Reserve. Keys. Reward table. Remove entry. Reserve. Shrink. Yeah. Never mind. Don't even worry about it right now. Let's just get this going. So, to access that, I need to go context, menu, menus. I do this somewhere else. Where do I do this? In gathering, I think. Like available resources. Yeah. Carrying capacity, resources entry, or insert 0. Yeah. We have the capacity extractor chunk entry or insert 0 and add to it. Yeah. Thing is, we know that it's never not going to be anything. So let me see if I've got this right. Entry, build, menus. It's not going to let me do this. I know. Context, menu, like that. It's going to complain about all sorts of things, but let's do it one step at a time. Is open false. Key code, no, digit 1. Menus, hashmap new, title, You are correct. Stone bench is correct. Although I think we're going to call it a stone bench. One word. To owned or to string. Yeah. No field menus on hash map entry. Yep. So you can't. It's like you would normally or insert 0 here, because we can't do that because it's not an integer value we're looking for. So how can I enforce the fact that this already exists? Because I know it exists. Does that mean I'm using the wrong structure? Let's look at or insert entry or insert 0. I suppose I could do it this way. Let unit build equals context menus entry build or insert. Oh yeah. I wonder if it's preferable to use toString or toOwned. Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, so then you could go build menus insert. Which would need stonebench toString. Wish the complete didn't behave that way. Yeah, that actually does not suck. All right, sweet. So that means we can take the same approach for gather. Context menu, menus, entry. Gather to owned or insert context menu. Yeah, nice. And yeah, it there's a lot going on, but I also wouldn't want you to think that this represents expert use of Bevy, because it really doesn't. I'm sure there are people who would be making very swift work of this. Okay, area equals. They are trying to write an editor for it too, which I think will make a lot of difference. In the same vein as Godot, etc. Entry area. No. or insert. Okay. So gather doesn't actually have a second tier, so that's okay. We can just ignore that for now. And area does. So you would go area and then T for storage. So we'll go area, menus, insert, storage. Yes, thank you, Pilot. And then context menu. Is open boss key code T, I believe we're using menus hash map new. And to be honest, we could even use an option. It just might make things a little more complicated. Title storage. Okay, no errors. Scary but true. Awesome. All right. We need to make sure that the binds for those. Yeah, the binds for those still exist. So input and designate area storage key T. Let's create key R for bound that to crafting table order. We might use O for that. The question, the jury's still out on whether you can double up on keys or not. If that's just going to be too confusing. So build gather, designate area, but also area menu. How do I build that? Designate area. I guess just open area menu. I don't know. It feels weird because we haven't referred to menus in any of the others, but we'll give it a go. Hey, Rambo. Thanks, man. That's really nice of you to stop by. Appreciate it. Let me open your profile here and check your follow. Because when you're starting out, I know how important that is. There you go, man. Okay. Designate area, open area, menu. What have I missed? Oh, yeah. That needs to be that. And then we want key code, key R. That's better. All right. I don't know if those will stay there, but they'll do for now. I say that a lot. Okay. So we have menus. They're all closed. We don't need to care that they're there. How do we open them without overriding each other? So we've got the spawn context menu item, and that is running, that's just been called. Spawn context menu. Wait, spawn context menu item. Right. So that's not going to work. We need a much more staggered approach. Let me get back to update context menu. All right. So we don't need to do any menu inserting. We do need mutable access to the context menu resource. Oh, I'd love to show you what I'm working on, but I don't think it'll run right now. That's kind of the problem, because I just tore a bunch of shit to pieces. It is a top-down kind of crafting survival type game, and in the same vein as your sort of colony survival stuff like RimWorld or Dwarf Fortress, I guess, but obviously not. I had no pretensions of grandeur of building those games, but something in those veins, just a lot more simple. It's been written in Rust with the Bevy engine, which yeah, yeah, which is an adventure in itself because Bevy is still very new. Um, but yeah, it's kind of broken at the moment. So I think if I try to run it, I'm just going to get a bunch of. Don't tell me it's going to build. There's no way it's going to build. This would be a miracle into its. Oh, it's going to build. All right, there you go. My mistake. And it crashed. Okay. Um, yeah, it's actually a good point. I think that I have a YouTube floating around here somewhere. Um, let's see. Yeah, we could scrub through. Uh, oh yeah, there's totally a short we can show. Hang on. Yeah, I'm just going to drop a link because this is not working out for me here. That short's got a little bit of the game board in it. That's the best I can do right now. Okay. Never mind, let's get it running again. Uh, all right, I still need mutable access to that. We don't really need, but we need to know this is, we're checking the case where if you click on, or one of the selected hexagons on the map is a harvesting node. So if it is, we need to display the gather menu. That means we need context menu. Okay, the LLMs would like to help. Let's see if they're right. Yeah, because there's no case this unwrap handles the case where it might not be there in the hash map. but there's no case where that should be true because we've defined them at startup. So I'm actually okay with that. Good. The next case is if show area menu. No, we don't need that anymore. If impassable is none and storage is none. In other words, if the hex that we've clicked on is not impassable, you can get through it and it's empty basically, and it's not designated as storage, then we can put storage there. Was that the deal? Show area menu. Okay. Context menus. Let's see if the LLMs can do it. Yes. Interesting. Copilot is much better than Cody. That is correct. So we want the area menu to show if we could, in theory, designate, say, a storage area or a trash area or something. Now, buildable locations is a bit of a special case because we only want to show that if there's only one, because we're not doing building with multi-select right now. So yeah, so I need to basically count what's being selected. And this is a really low-tech way of doing that. If buildable locations is one and select, oh yeah, we were doing that. If selected tiles iter length is one, we're doing that in the line behind. So why don't we just do it here? If selected tiles iter length is one and it's impassable and there's no storage, we can build on it. Context, menu, menus, yeah, new. Yeah, that's correct. And if it's a stone bench, right, that needs the same check. And rather than counting it, we could define it up here. So let single select is single select equals selected tiles iter length one. Get rid of all of these as they are no longer required. If is single select, same here. Then we can, oh, we've got another menu option here. Right, I need to add that. So it's going to be like crafting menu, or set recipe, I think was the key bit. Yeah, like the recipe menu. Okay, cool. So that doesn't exist yet. So up we go. Let recipe equals context menu, menus, entry, Yes, Cody, you're right. Then we've got is open false. Key code, key R, that's correct. Menus, hash map. It is, I guess there is some resemblance to BASIC, but man, I think maybe the first computer language I ever wrote was Amiga BASIC on the Commodore Amiga back in the day, but it it doesn't really resemble very much what I remember anyway. Goto and all that. Title, recipe, yeah. Okay. Type similar. Oh yeah, hazmat. That's definitely not a thing. Let's try that again. And recipe, one of the more difficult words to spell for the spelling challenge. Menus, insert. Now, this is where things are going to get a little tricky because it'll depend on what kind of crafting station you're on. So I actually don't know how I'm going to handle this, but just to get things working, I'm just going to essentially hard code it. ZX Spectrum represent. I never owned one, but I had a friend who had one. That keyboard was weird though. Recipe menus, insert. Say, I think stone block was the first thing we were going to build, so we'll just hard code this. It's definitely not going to be, this isn't going to scale. It's open key code. Digit 1. Menus, measurement new. I think this, we're never going to use that. Total, unless you get to choose what kind of stone or something. Stone block. I need advice on whether you can, wait, what did I do? Oh yeah. I need to compare two-owned and two-string. Converts to a string. Creates own data from borrowed data, usually by cloning. And I think cloning a string literal gives you a string. Yeah, I guess two-string is more explicit. I don't know if I really care that much. All right, so that lets us, don't like having it not buildable this long. It's not good. We need to fix it. Context, menu, menus, yeah, new recipe. Yes, you're correct. And again, this kind of feels like it could be made generic, but yeah. But so much tidier. Oh my God. All right, good. Um, so great. So that opens the menus. Now we need to respond to all of those changes in state. So when a menu item flips from true to false or false to true, we need to either remove or add the corresponding menu node. One of these things, node bundle. Okay. Good. So That means I need another system. It's probably something like, I doubt if update context menu options need to be public anymore either outside this module. Probably just fn what? Display menu options? I guess display menu or render menu. Oh, I don't know. This is starting to sound an awful lot like web stuff. Render context menu. I don't know, man. We'll give it a crack and see what pops out. I'm going to need new commands. I'm going to need the resource. Probably not mutable. Oh no, yeah, because I'll need to close some things. Oh, actually, this doesn't do all the work it needs to, because we also need to turn it off if it's not true. We need to toggle these things. So what actually, oh boy, okay. We're well and truly down the rabbit hole now. Who gives a damn? Okay, let's go. It's essentially if node is some else, but I'm sure we can write that more elegantly. Let's write it out in full first, because this is terrible. I never ever want to do this. What we're actually doing is node is some. Yeah. Oh wait, I can reduce it? Oh my goodness, my LSP is giving me secrets. You can reduce it to context menus, get mute, gather, unwrap is open. Isn't that what I just did? Oh, I think I just need to say, hey, there we go. Okay. Uh, yeah. Fortunately, I came up with the same answer as the LSP, otherwise that would be just embarrassing. Um, okay, context menu is none. Yeah, so this. I can't believe I didn't see that right away. Awesome. Okay. I mean, it's not easy to read, but it does make a scary kind of sense. I think there's a lot of work being done on Bevy UI in particular coming up to make some of this a lot easier so that the UI frameworks will be responding, reactive to data and so on, which I think it desperately needs because these are the kind of weeds that I'm in otherwise. Oh boy. Okay. So does that make sense? We're checking through everything in the selected tiles and we're setting. No, this doesn't work. Damn it. Ah, it doesn't work because if I have a multi-select, taking the example of nodes, this is broken because multi-select could have one node and one non-node. So if the first one is a node and then the second one is a non-node, it'll just close the menu straight away and you'll never see it. So obviously we need essentially, are there any nodes at all? So it's more like It's more like has nodes. And then if, yeah, so we're kind of going back to where we were before, but hopefully with better functionality. As nodes equals true, and no, yeah, we have to delay this until afterwards, essentially. So there's probably some algorithm that beats the pants off this crap, but I don't care. Is open equals has nodes. Okay, good. So yeah, so that'll just iterate through everything. If there are nodes, that gets set to true, and we take action by opening a menu. The second case, is that broken? Uh, Impassable is none and storage is none. Yes, that case is broken. Let mute has uh, eligible areas, I guess, or can designate area. In which case, this should be can gather. And can gather if can designate area. Can designate area. Okay, painstaking but worth it. That's what I keep telling myself. This one might be protected by the is single select because the drag select problem doesn't apply. So I think we're actually okay there. And the same here. All right. Okay, I'm all right with that. So let's go back to rendering. It's funny how web stuff, I mean, I've done web stuff before, and this kind of reminds me of it. Set up state and then render to some kind of canvas or browser or whatever. It's kind of similar. Okay, mute, context menu, res mute. I wonder if people pronounce it mute, but it's mute for mutable, so whatever. Context menu resource. Consider choosing a more descriptive name. What's wrong with my name? Damn, Clippy. So harsh. Um, okay. So how do I determine if a menu node is open, as in it's been drawn to the screen? I think I I think when there are changes, I need to wipe the slate clean and redraw. The difficulty is I need to know when there are changes, and that usually means hashing of some kind. Or I can just like set it dirty. That's actually not the worst idea in the world, at least for a first implementation. Let's look at what that would look like. So it would be in the containing menu. Wherever that is. There. Dirty. What is dirty? False. Oh, whoops. Boolean. Okay. We do not need context menu state. That can go. On context menu is fine. On context menu tier 1 is probably not that useful anymore. Same with tier 2. Uh, hmm. I think we will add derive component pub struct context menu root, so that we can delete everything that is on context menu without deleting the root node, which is here. Yeah. Yeah, web dev's weird, man. It's I've done it in a couple different languages. And I work for a company that, although I don't really work in web dev anymore, I'm a platform engineer, so I do things like, deploying infrastructure and all that shit, uh, using mostly backend or scripting languages, Terraform, Go, Python, that kind of stuff. Um, but I've written a bunch of different web stuff, and it is weird. I have a tremendous amount of respect for web developers. There's a whole lot of complexity to navigate, but a lot of it is get a state either from a server or from a local stash of some kind and update a display. So I guess that's essentially what we're doing here. Uh, okay, context menu root is what I was going to say. So I'm a little worried that I need to go through and update all the other files so that we don't just end up completely broken. But let's keep on going down the hole. Oh, refactoring. Okay. I just did a dog walker's moment where you meet another dog walker and I know more about their dog than the walker. Both my partner and I are exactly the same. You remember the names of the dogs, not the names of the people. And it's embarrassing, but it always happens. Uh, okay, so we need to set that dirty bit until after we've rendered. Uh, that means that we need to know what the initial value of all of these menus as open state is before we change it. Um, so it would be something like uh, this is going to get unwieldy real quick, but let build is open. No, it's essentially dirty state. So let build dirty equals false. This will probably be better in a map of some kind too, but let's just do it individually now. It's starting to feel an awful lot like a Fang interview question, one that I would fail. Okay, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect code, it has to work. So no, you do need the initial stored values, damn it. All right. Um, all right. Context menu, menus, yeah, new area, unwrap, use open. Hopefully it'll autocomplete most of this for me. Thank you. Much appreciated. What's the time? 9:30. We can do a bit longer. All right. Node is can gather is true. Yeah, just skip that for a sec. Let can build. If can build. No. If uh, build open is not equal can build. Context menu is dirty equals true. Yeah. Same here. Let can set recipe, I guess. Really feel there must be like some kind of authoritative text on how to build context menus based on current selections. Somebody that has built a GUI somewhere is all over this shit. Which bits are grayed out and which bits aren't. But that's okay. Can set recipe if recipe open is not equal can set recipe context menu is dirty equals true. Yeah, I made it, but I'm keeping it locked away forever. Well, I can only offer you a very small quantity of New Zealand dollars, which aren't worth anything on the global stage anyway, so I guess I'm out of luck. Okay, so we also need to do that up here. It can designate area. Oh, no, don't be ridiculous. Does not equal area open. Hang on. Oh, yeah, that's right. Context menu is dirty as true. Same here. Don't really like the nested ifs, but I'll probably end up finding a more efficient way of doing this anyway. It wouldn't be the first time, and I'll admit this, but it wouldn't be the first time I've asked ChatGPT if it can think of a good way to refactor a piece of code like this. And sometimes, even if it comes up with crap, it gives you good ideas about directions to move in, or just reveals a part of the language you didn't know existed. If can gather is not equal gather open. Yes, you are correct. Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. It's close enough we can move on anyway. I'd love it if I could build at some point. This is so it's an uncomfortable feeling when your project remains difficult to compile for this long. Yeah, helping to understand it, right? Um, okay, good. All right. So the first thing we do is check to see if we don't need to do anything at all. If context menu, actually, if not context menu is dirty, return. Return LE is my motto. That is not how you spell return. Okay, good. Replace return expression with expression. Yeah, but I just want to exit. So I think you're wrong. You'll probably take that advice away as soon as I write another line. So I need an iterator across everything in the first tier of menus. which will be, actually no, the second thing we need to do is to remove everything on the context menu. So that means we need a query. Mute on context menu query entity with on context menu. So we'll ask the entity component system to give us anything that's been marked with that on context menu struct and remove it because we don't want it anymore. We've got to redraw the menu. So for E and yes, you are correct. Don't know if it needs to be an add a mute, but we'll check that. Commands entity E despawn recursive. I think that's right, actually. Yep. Had to do that many a time before. Okay, it doesn't need to mute, you think? Yeah. All right. So that's nice because we don't have to worry about what state everything's in. We can just wipe it, get rid of it. Cool. And then for it's trying to do it for me. It really is. It's trying hard. I don't actually know that it's right though. Let's figure this out. We're going to get, I don't care about the key. I do care about the menu item. So let's take Cody's suggestion and work with it. At least I don't think I care about the key. I could use it as the description on the menu, but let's just assume that I don't care about it for now. I also need the entity that I'm going to attach this all to, which is the context menu root. So I need context menu root query entity with context menu root, which should be a singleton. Let OK root entity or just menu root equals context menu root single. It's not single mute, it's get single mute. I don't want that one. Else something bad has happened and we can't do anything. Or it hasn't been initialized yet or something like that. Okay. We're going to need the font that we display these things in, which is in spawn context menu item. No, it's not. Damn. It's asset server, something or other. I'm going to copy this though, because this looks really helpful. Copy and paste, that's all I do. You heard it here first. Where was I? There. Let's put this in there. But first, we need the font. So asset server is the string to look for. It's not here. Why not? Where's my font? Where do I find this font? Asset server, asset server. There it is. res asset server, and we need one of those. Go back to the previous file. Call it 33. Asset server load. So asset server is res asset server. You're right, Copilot. Thank you. I didn't need to say thank you. Did it anyway. Okay. We can do this. I'm going to cut myself off in 20 minutes so I can get some sleep and actually work tomorrow. But we can do this. I believe in us. That is not the royal we. Think, brain. Okay. Yeah, that does sound all too responsible. You're right. But brains need rest. Or so I'm told. All right. I have the font. I need to insert. It's going to be commands entity menu root. Yes, you're right. I don't know about push children though. Cody is really trying to write this for me. Yeah. I don't know about with children either. I was going to insert. Let's try this here. Menu root. What happens when you disagree with your LLM? The marker is going to be on context menu. With children. That's correct. Shortcut is going to be something out of menu. So menu key toString. I don't know that that will work, but it no, it doesn't. Doesn't implement display. How do you get the Unicode representation of a key code? Can you get the Unicode representation of a key code? Sorry for the sudden widescreen. Maybe I need browser dark mode. The previewed key code. Blah, blah, blah. Huge list of keys. Oh my God. Trait implementations, clone, copy, debug, enum, from reflect, hash. Macros, not helpful. Maybe you can't do it. Maybe there's just no sensible way to convert, in which case I should be storing a string and not a key code. Screw it. Oh boy. Okay. It's okay. I can do this. I can do this. I can totally do this. Context menu. Context menu. Here we go. Key string. Which should justifiably create a bunch of errors. Wait, why were there not more errors? I can't navigate anymore. Ah, to string. Next. Really, this is just a display consideration. We've already bound the keys to what they're going to be in the input section. So this is just what appears on the screen. Better. All right. So we were down in render. Yeah. Mismatch types. Yeah, that's because I'm trying to return it. I don't care about that. There we go. Color. Isn't it just colors white? I think it is. I genuinely can't remember. Spawn context menu item. Color. Color. Yeah, RGB 111. Color white. That's wrong. Something like that. Missing field color. Oh, I see. Yeah. Font is font handle clone. And description is going to be menu title. Wait a minute, why do we have to run toString? There are already strings. Yeah. No variant associated white. Really? I thought there was a constant. It's not all caps or something, is it? Apparently so. Okay, color white. Um, Font handle clone and font size. Cannot move out of menu title. Oh, all right. Yeah, we can't. This is more Rust stuff. We can't use that value because it's moved. So the toString was actually necessary, although we're going to use toOwned. In other words, we're going to make a copy of it. We could also clone, I think. That should be fine. You wouldn't believe moving a string around could be that complicated, but it is. All right, so let's review this. We're taking the menu root on line 25. We're inserting a node bundle for each menu in context menu menus. And we're adding children with the key and the title, basically the description. Yeah, and we're not even going to worry about the second tier just yet. I'll possibly add like a helper function to determine which tier of menu should be open, but let's not go there yet. So this is going to need to run on update. So if we find the app section, run if in GameStack playing, I think that's now called update. Is that still called? Oh yeah. Okay, so we need to run that, but we also need to run render context menu. Yeah. Okay, now this is going to break in about 19 different ways. So we need to fix all of those in the next 9 minutes. Okay, this is totally going to happen. Oh boy, that was not good. All right. Errors, 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 many errors, so many errors. I think I'm going to look for every instance of those states and just remove them everywhere I find them. So let's look for context menu state. This no longer exists. We'll check controls because that's probably poorly defined. Context menu state doesn't exist. Game state does exist. Okay, good. No other errors in that file. Let's go for context menu state again. Yep, go away. Look at controls. Context menu state, go away. Hey, that made some errors disappear. Context menu state, go away. Don't care about that. Search again. Next. Context menu state, go away. The error log. Look at the pretty error log. You're right. It's so beautiful that I can't stand to look at it. Um, go away. Go away. I should be marking all of these spots because I'm going to have to go back and write new logic for it, but those don't exist anymore. Uh, that doesn't exist anymore. That doesn't exist anymore. Most of these will be broken. Tier 1, yeah, but we'll put a to-do in there. Fix this shit. And then what else is broken in here? On context menu, tier 2 doesn't exist. It's probably going to be on context menu, but who knows? Okay, see if our error log's getting better. Context menu state. Yep, that file. This just goes to show how complex using Bevy states made this. Hang on. No, that's actually correct. We need that. It's just not used yet, but it will be. Context menu state. No? Okay. One more search. Yep. Go away. Those don't exist anymore. Go away. Oh man, look at all this state crap. Um, Context menu tier 1. Nope. Nope. Uh, Tier 1 add childs. Nope. That's probably going to be on context menu. This is basically a carbon copy of the other one. What else we got here? Controls, build menu state. It's probably not going to exist in a minute either, but let's just do this one thing at a time. Context menu state, go away. Man, it was everywhere, like a virus. No wonder I was having trouble. Okay, we might have eradicated context menu state. It's still going to break. I just want to know how. Uh, Gathering menu tier 1. Yep. Okay. Why are you breaking? Context menu tier 1, which doesn't exist. Okay. Go away. Go away. So this actually won't do much right now, but that's good. Then we'll look for area context menu. Yep, just as broken. Oh man, what a mess. But we are not afraid. We will overcome, or we will go to bed and cry, or both. Yep, that'll do. I've turned a function that did something into a function that does nothing. What else we got? Build menu, area menu. Anything else? Stone bench menu, I think it's called. Which curiously does not seem to have any errors. Maybe because I already fixed it. Sort of. Okay. Oh, we got all the way out of the editor, but that's okay. On context menu tier 1 is the next thing to search for, and that is in context menu, funnily enough. On context menu tier 1. Oh, yeah. There. I don't think we're using that anyway, but let's go on context menu. It's probably all superseded. I just wanted to build fix or destroy. Okay. Oh my God. I think it's going to build. Whether it works is anyone's guess, but it's going to build. Going to build. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. It built. And it didn't crash. Oh my God. Okay. All right. We've got zoom. We've still got controls. Yes. Everything is working. What happens when I click on something? Do we instantaneously crash? Yes, as it happens. Um, okay, the reason is could not insert a bundle of type node bundle on context menu for entity 2v1 because it doesn't exist. Okay, good to know. That's going to be in context menu and it's going to be here. Yeah. So menu root doesn't exist. Really? Hmm. Maybe I misunderstood this. Maybe actually with children was the right way to go. I'm essentially trying to insert it. Rather than trying to insert into the entity itself, I should be trying to add to its children. Is there an insert child? Insert children as build children method. So it would be like if parent, I think I might need to look this up. Oh, children is like a, what? At the given index. Baby docs help. Uh, insert children. Build children. I need an example. Add child, maybe? Add child. Was previously children of another parent. Do I actually need to spawn it first and then add child? Or can I just do it using the builder? Ah, I'm so confused. So confused. Uh, add child and then p spawn. Uh, yeah, I think you're right about that. Consider giving enclosure an explicit type. Yeah, that's not right. Ah, so close. Got to be a way to solve this. Um, add child example, please, instead of with children. Okay, so this is back in 2023. Spawn with children. Yeah, because I mean, I could just spawn the child node and then add the child. Yeah, let's do it that way. Let's see what happens here. Commands spawn. All of this crap. Okay. Oh, I'm in parenthesis hell. That one's correct. That one's correct. Hey, there we go. That was surprisingly easy. Let menu item equals, and then we'll go down to line 32 and we'll get the ID for it. And then commands entity menu root add child. Can I just do menu item? Oh my god, I think it might work. Hey, it's worth a crack. Come on. I need to go to bed. You need to work. You need to work. Like, seriously, you need to work. You need to work. I'm through playing with you right now. Okay, do we get an instantaneous crash? No! Oh my god, it kind of worked. It's kind of wrong, but it kind of worked. Does it clear? It won't clear, I don't think. but does it change? Oh, actually, it's completely wrong. Um, and the reason it's completely wrong is because I didn't take into account whether or not the menu item was open. I just decided to display them all. But it's close enough. We have a proof of concept. I can fix it tomorrow. Happy, happy, happy menu boy. Thank you, Blinky. You can go now. And with that, I'm going to bed. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. You help me solve problems by being rubber duckies. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I'm going to commit a work in progress just in case I lose it all. Whip for vaguely sensible context menus. Refactor to resources rather than Bevy states. Thank you, fugitive. All right. Good night. Take it easy.